It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning show on XL7. I'm your hostess. I like that. I'm your hostess, Karen McKay, live in the studio with my partner in crime, Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
So I didn't call you Scooty Patootie today.
I noticed. I
know.
noticed. I moved up in the world.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. But
I didn't figure. Just made me feel good for a minute.
how are you today?
I am doing all right.
Are you?
I'm alive. That's a good sign.
It's always good to wake up on this side of the ground.
There you go.
So, what's new?
Not a whole lot today. We actually got some rain yesterday, and it was lightly drizzling today, and we got some water on the ground, which is awesome. We needed the wetness.
Yes.
I think it's going to be gone here shortly.
Yes.
But
yeah, but it got. You know what I've noticed is it doesn't ever there's no happy medium.
yeah,
It's either like a flood or no rain.
yeah, we needed a nice slow soaker.
Yes.
Just kind of get in the ground, rejuvenate a few things.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to make our fall any prettier. I think we're just done with that.
I think we're done with that too. Well, I could be wrong, but yeah, I agree. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a happy medium.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm a little under the weather today.
That's what you mentioned.
Yes,
Which I have been. I've had this respiratory thing I've been
Yes.
fighting for a while.
So I just hope I don't, cough up a lung or anything. We might have to go to a break if that happens.
People had to deal with my coughing, so
Yeah.
of course I got a mute button right here. So
Well, that's good. Well, do you have a mute button for me? Have you been using it?
I've been using it a lot. No, I don't. You're welcome, people.
So what day, my husband asks me just about every day what day we're on in my hosting
let's
adventure.
just take a look.
It's been a while since you put it up there. Ooh.
Number 40.
What did we start off at?
70.
70.
So 40 more
Okay.
days,
And
and
then
you'll actually know what the heck you're doing.
I'll know what I'm doing, and I'll be on
According to
time.
David.
According to David, yes.
Short people may need more time, so I'm not
And
sure.
there it is, folks. There it is. We have to get one zinger in, don't we? At
I
least
don't know
one.
what you're talking about.
You know what?
What's that?
If I just didn't show up one day, what would you do? What would you do?
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a party. It will be right here.
Well, there you have it. See, I don't know why I even bother.
I could ask the same question.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. I had to make sure, when I got here, I told you I had to make sure my shirt was on
It's right
inside
side out.
right side out and front to back, because I have been known, even as an adult, I hate to even mention this, but I have been known over the years, when you get up in the morning and it's dark out, a little darker outside, and you're trying to get dressed and stuff, and then I get to work and the tag is on the outside, and pants are on backwards. It's bad.
Now, I've never done the pants on backwards, I can't say. But
Well, when I remember in elementary school, there were times when, yeah. But hopefully not as an adult. But the shirt thing has been an issue. So, because I don't like to turn on the lights and wake Pat up if I'm trying to get it ready. So
that was my next question: is he sleeping while you're usually getting up in the morning that early?
Yeah. Well, now for
But,
this,
and it's kind of the same thing at my house. I mean, Amanda, she's in bed when I'm trying to get up and get ready, and just try to be quiet.
Try to be quiet, not flip on all the lights, and
she hears me, so I know she's partially awake.
yeah. Well, hopefully we won't ever just show up and have our clothes on backwards or inside out or whatever. But if we do, hey, that would be a fun topic
Hey,
for
it'd be a new
people to
fad.
comment. I'm sure we get a lot of shares and likes on that. But hey, guess what today is?
What is today?
Today is September 25th. It is National Daughter's Day. Now, you've
Okay.
got a daughter,
I do.
so you need to call her, maybe buy her a little gift or something, because she's
All
had
right.
to.
National Daughter's Day.
Yes, and then
Okay.
she has a daughter,
Yes.
and you have a granddaughter. So see, spread
just-
it around.
I like that.
Yeah.
National Daughter Day.
So what's your daughter's name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin?
Everybody asks what my granddaughter's name is, so I had to think about it.
Yes. It's like, yeah.
Because
once
right
you-
away I'm about to say Lila.
Yeah,
but no.
once you get the granddaughter, the daughter just ceases to be that
Yeah, she
high
dissolves.
up on the hierarchy. But so, Caitlin, happy National Daughter's Day, and make your
Yes.
dad buy you something,
There you
little
go.
something. And Lila, she's doing okay.
Lila is doing awesome.
Cool, walking.
She's a handful. She is. She just started getting where she's walking
Nice.
around. She's a little fragile at times, or a little fragile at times, the way she walks, but she is getting around.
Well, I think that you need to buy her a little gift too while we're at it. Just buy everybody.
everybody one
Amanda,
gift?
she needs a gift because
I
she
mean,
gave you a daughter.
there
She
you
did
go.
all the work.
What?
Yeah, she did. We know.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, you better not. You better not even, because she did do all the work. Hey, guess what? What else is today?
What else is today?
Well, in 1789,
No, no.
yeah, 1789, Congress passed 12 amendments. The first 10 became the Bill of Rights. So today's the anniversary of the Bill of Rights being established.
Awesome.
1789.
Oh, that's a good thing.
So that's a good thing. And then it's the birthday of Melvin Bissell. Do you know who that is?
See a vacuum guy?
Yeah. He invented the carpet sweeper.
I was
I don't know what year, but
I,
long time
I
ago,
was joking when I
1800s.
said it, but yeah, because I
Yeah.
thought of Bissell. I thought of the Bissell vacuum stuff.
Yeah,
So.
he invented the carpet sweeper. I think it was like in the late 1800s, but no.
No, I'll be darned.
So how about that?
There you go. You
So,
learn something new every day when
Yes.
you watch the show.
Tune into this show, and you will, at the end of the show, you will be just a little bit smarter. or
Or not.
or not. So anyway, how's about that? Well, probably on that note, time to pray.
I agree.
Hey, our morning prayer is brought to us, of course, by Hospice of the Ozarks. They have been serving this area, Marion and Baxter County, since 1979 as the only not-for-profit hospice. And, of course, they have the hospice house over there. And they provide in-home hospice, care coaching, bereavement care, bereavement support, caregiver support. They have care coaching. And it's just a great service that they provide. So if you are interested in finding out more information about Hospice of the Ozarks and maybe you or someone you know are in need of their services, give them a call at 870-508-1771. Greg Wood and that group over there have such a heart for hospice and for the community. So give them a call. And if you're looking for volunteer opportunities, they've got something that they'll be happy to set you up with, I'm sure, and no experience necessary. So give them a call. All right, let's bow our heads for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful fall day. We thank you for the rain that you've given our area in the last couple of days to nourish the land. We thank you for the change of seasons and just your beautiful creation. We ask that you forgive us of our sins and shortcomings and help us as we walk through this day to be mindful of your presence in our lives and to seek you and your will for our lives in all that we do. Help us to be joyful as we go throughout the day and to be kind to others and to treat others the way we want to be treated, and help us to just rejoice in this day. All these things we ask in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
All right, quick word.
Quick word from the Z team.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Bob Zador of the Z Team. I'd like to share something with you. Our team didn't need to reach everyone to be considered successful. We only needed the power of one. One person who was delighted with the way they were treated, helping them to reach their real estate goals. One person who told another person who told another, and so on. So if you're ready to buy or sell real estate, the Z Team would like to be your one. Give us a call. 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7. And so, yeah, we've had some rain lately.
We have.
The last couple of days, but
Well-needed rain.
we did terribly. I don't know how it affected the drought overall. You know, we've been...
I need to bring up the drought sheets again. We used to have
Oh, yeah?
a little drought page you could see.
Oh, great. Yeah, one more piece of weather. I was just telling him this morning, I didn't realize that, you know, I've said this before, I didn't realize that this job entailed being a meteorologist, but evidently it does. Speaking of the weather, brought to us by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realties. Oh, my goodness. Did you know that they are licensed in Missouri and Arkansas?
Yes.
Yes, they are. So if you are interested in buying or selling property in Arkansas or Missouri, give them a call. They are just great realtors, wonderful people. They love the community, and they provide just a phenomenal customer service, award-winning customer service. And give them a call at 870-405-0793 or go to their website, retiredarkansas.net, and take a look at the MLS listings on there. Take a look at all the awards that they've won. You can see the views from their cameras, which... Shall we go to the...
You bet. It's beautiful
cameras
this morning. You finally get to see it.
Look at that.
It's been foggy and fogged out, and now you can...
See, I thought it would have been foggy. That's
Yep.
what I was anticipating.
It is completely clear.
That's nice and clear, and nobody's on the river that we can see, though.
Yeah, it was raining a little while
Yeah.
ago, so...
But it looks so calm and peaceful.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Overcast a little bit, but not too bad.
Let's look at the other camera they have. There we go.
Is that a live shot?
Yeah, they both are.
See, it just... They look like postcards. I say that all the time, but they really do.
The quality of the cameras are amazing.
Yes. Yes, it looks like it's clearing off back in that direction for sure.
So pretty.
Such a pretty river. Just looks so nice. Zooming in there on the park there in Gassville. Nobody's walking
No, pretty quiet this morning.
pretty quiet this morning, but it was a
There's
great...
a guy with a truck and a trailer on a boat, with a boat. Gonna launch, I
he's
bet.
got the right idea.
Yeah, he's about to go fishing.
Is there a launch? There must
Yeah,
be a
there's a
launch
launch
over
ramp.
there.
Yeah.
Well, he's about to go fishing, and I'm
That's
going to
pretty
say
cool.
it again. We need to do a remote sometime out on a boat.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. We don't see the weather rock there, but let's do some temperatures while we're looking for the while the weather rock is out there getting ready to tell us what it's going to do right now. Mountain Home is 64 degrees, Harrison 63, Batesville is 67, Yellville 66, Marshall 64, Salem 64, Mountain View is 64, Calico Rock 66, West Plains 64, Springfield 63, Poplar Bluff 67, St. Louis 65. Look at that water. Doesn't that look inviting?
It does.
It's just screaming, come fish. Just screaming, come fish.
Take a look at the radar.
Yes, let's look at the radar here. Looks like there's a little pop-up storm there in our vicinity. Northeast is getting what we've had the last few days, it looks like. Some in the southeast as well. But it's moving out of our area. Yep, moving out of our area. Goodbye, rain. No watches or warnings today, so that's good. 7-day forecast. High today is 78. Mostly clear tonight, low around 54. And then Friday, sunny, high near 80. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 54. Saturday, sunny, high 82. Saturday night, mostly clear, low around 55 degrees. Sunday, sunny, high 84. Sunday night, mostly clear, low 55. Monday, sunny, high 84. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 59. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 83. Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low 59. And Wednesday, sunny, high 83. So pretty much more of the same for the next several days.
Not bad temps, so.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Pollen. Tree pollen is none. Grass pollen is none, but ragweed is high today.
It's going to be high for a while.
High for a while. It's that time of year. Norfolk water level, 553.82 feet. Level is 1.82 feet above full pool of 552. And then Bull Shoals is 659.88 feet. Level is 0.88 feet above full pool of 659. Bull Shoals Dam is running 2 units, and Norfolk Dam is running 1 unit, and that is the weather brought to us by the
Scroll down on that page real quick. I think it gives, that's your drought.
Oh, look at that.
Now, this is as of, they update it every Thursday.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think this is as of last Thursday, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of get an idea, and then when we bring it, it'll update later today.
Oh, I see.
And then, so
Well, how's
tomorrow
about
we'll
that?
know more.
Well, we've been in a severe drought is how they have us listed.
Yep.
I'm sure that it's not completely done. We didn't get that much rain to forego the drought, but maybe we're not severe drought anymore.
Take a look tomorrow and see what they updated with this
Yes.
rain that came through.
Please do. Have that next. Is that there all the
Yeah,
time?
it is.
Well, why am I just now learning about that?
No comment.
Yeah, no comment. All right, well, I guess we're going to take a full break now.
We're going to take a break and be
We'll
right back.
be right back. Don't go away.
Your senior healthcare specialist is VACO Insurance in Mountain Home. Retired law enforcement and disabled veteran owner Frank VACO and staff can help you with all your insurance needs. VACO Insurance provides coverage for most carriers in the area, such as Medicare, Affordable Care Act, individual, or any other health or life insurance options. With over 13 years experience and agents in multiple areas and locations throughout northern Arkansas and southern Missouri, VACO Insurance is the right choice to handle all your insurance needs. That's VACO Insurance, located in Mountain Home.
For all things glass, contact the professionals at Clear Results Glass in Mountain Home. Whether you're needing a rock chip repair or a full windshield replacement, Clear Results Glass can take care of all of your automotive glass needs with fast turnarounds at competitive prices. They service business and residential customers and can custom cut any glass or provide you with the right fit for your home windows, sliding doors, commercial glass, or even a frameless shower enclosure. Contact Clear Results Glass today for a quote or to schedule your next glass project. That's Clear Results Glass, located in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Hospice of the Ozarks, our purpose is you, not just your illness. We offer a compassionate plan of care that respects your dignity and honors your wishes with countless services and groundbreaking programs. We are committed to improving the quality of life for both you and your family. We provide care and support in the comfort of wherever you call home, but we also have the area's only hospice house when needed. As the only local not-for-profit hospice, we will never turn away a patient regardless of their ability to pay. Learn more at hospiceoftheozarks.org.
Oh, honey, we've had such a wonderful vacation here in the Ozarks. I really hate to go home.
I know. The lakes, the rivers, they've all been great for fishing. Oh, and the boating and the swimming.
And the people are so nice in the stores and restaurants.
Let's call an agent and see if we can make Mountain Home our new home.
Call the Z-Team, 870-405-0793. Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home.
870-405-0793. Hello, Z-Team?
When you're out.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 Series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
For all your Kubota needs, visit Ozarks Farm and Lawn in Mountain Home.
And we're back on the morning show on XL7. Aren't you having a good time? I certainly am.
Sure. Sure. Why not?
Hey, it could be worse.
I've been trying to figure out how.
I get no respect. All right, we've got some community events now. It's time for the community event segment brought to us by Ozarks Farm and Lawn, your go-to people for farm equipment, lawn equipment, construction equipment, whatever kind of equipment.
Tractors,
and more tractors. You get a tractor, we all get tractors. Ozarks Farm and Lawn, located at 4423 Highway 62 West here in Mountain Home, 870-425-3434. Their webpage, check out their webpage or drive by and check out their inventory. Massive inventory. OzarksFarmandLawn.com. You can see all of their package deals, their promotions. You can check out some of their new equipment on their website. They have pre-owned and they have financing. And you can test drive over there. You can search their inventory on their website, and they just have a service department, parts department. They can help you if you're not sure what you need. They will fix you up. Tell them what your goal is, and they will set you up. Right?
There you go.
They've
got a huge parts department and a great service center, so they'll take care of you even after the sale.
Yes, and tell them that Scooter sent you.
You bet.
Yes. All right. Well, community events. Let's see what we've got going today. Tonight at 5:30 over at Little T's Mini Golf, there's a fundraiser going on. It's to raise money for philanthropic education organization, where they raise money for women's education in the form of scholarships and low interest loans. That is going to take place again at Little T's Mini Golf. And it's $15 per person, teams of 4 or 5, and you can get tickets there at Mini T's. You can show up there. You don't have to get them in advance, but they are giving away, they're having some raffles and some prizes for different things. It's going to be a lot of fun, so check that out this evening at 5:30. Over at the Shed through September 29th, they are continuing their quilters exhibition in the ASU Mountain Home Shed Gallery. Generosity Stitched in Time is the name of that exhibit, and it's going through the 29th of September. Coming up on Saturday, August 4th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the 20th Anniversary Veterans Outreach and Appreciation Picnic over at ASU Mountain Home. All veterans and their families are invited. They are going to have an award-winning band from Little Rock by the name of Bad Habit. Their cadets will help serve free lunch, and they will have resources and vendors there to answer your questions and provide assistance on veterans issues. So mark your calendar for that, coming up on October 4th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at ASU Mountain Home. And then October 11th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. over at LC Salmon's Youth Center at 1101 Spring Street here in Mountain Home. They are having their trunk or treat walkthrough. They are having the haunted trail and a costume contest, candy booths, inflatables, hot dogs, lots of activities over there for the kids, and it's all free. So you cannot beat that. That is October 11th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Scooter will be there, and I guess I will be too.
We're dragging you down with us. And so, if there's, we always get every year people asking to help and want to be involved and stuff like that, especially with the haunted trail. We've got a lot of younger kids this year that are helping. Okay. Because the high school had something going on that day, so I kind of lost my high school kids. But if there's any parents or anybody that is wanting to help and volunteer,
hey, yeah, come on along. We'll have a great time. And I don't know what I'm doing over there either, so come on along.
Just give me a call.
Yeah.
870-404-5981.
Hey, we'll have a good time.
It's a lot of fun.
Come on and join us.
It's for the kids, too.
It's awesome. For the kids. And I'm anxious to see the haunted trail. I've actually never been over there, so I'm anxious to see it. All right, September 26th. At 6 p.m. over at Big Creek Golf and Country Club. That's tomorrow. The Military Service Sisters are having their monthly meeting. And then Friday, October 24th, the Hill and Hollow Quilters Guild and the Country Quilters Quilt Guild are presenting their Autumn in the Ozarks Quilt Show for 2025 over at the Educational Building at the Baxter County Fairgrounds, 1507 Fairgrounds Drive. Admission is $7. Children under 12 are free, and that's Friday the 24th and Saturday the 25th of October, 9 to 5 on Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. And then November 1st and 2nd, which will be here before you know it, the American Legion Gun Show is going to be hosted by the Alley-Wide American Legion Post 52, and admission is $5, and that's good for both days. Saturday 9 to 5, November 1st, and Sunday, November 2nd, 9 to 4. Admission is $5, as I said, good for both days. And this is a buy and sell show only, and only paid vendors may bring their weapons for sale into the building. There'll be food and prizes available and daily door prizes. That's going to be at the Post 52 at 717 Market Street here in Mountain Home, so mark your calendars for that. That's all the community events, so we'll take a break and we'll be right back with our guest, and you're going to want to hear what he has to say, so don't go away.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as it would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite, climate-controlled, and air-filtered boarding facility in the area, with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Providing caring, compassionate services at an affordable price is our goal at Connor Family Funeral Home. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that treats our friends and neighbors just like family, with a wide range of services and options to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area. Connor Family addresses all the details with no hidden fees, so you can rest assured that you are treated like family for a more personalized and worry-free service. That's Connor Family Funeral Home, where compassion and affordability meet, located in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the Mountain Home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Sleep Mart.
Welcome back to the morning show. I am here with our guest today, Nathan Cowley from Arkansas Game and Fish, and he's going to talk to us about all things deer. Welcome, Nathan.
Thank you.
Are you, as we were saying before the break, if you were nervous when you walked in after seeing that hot mess of the first half of the show, you're probably feeling much more in charge and in command. So.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Well, tell us a little bit about, you're fairly new.
I am.
Right? So tell us a little bit about your background.
So, I'm pretty new to Arkansas Game and Fish, National Deer Association, but I've been here in Arkansas for about 4 months now, but I'm not really new to the deer world. So I got my wildlife degree from Mississippi State University, and while I was there, I spent a lot of time doing deer research kind of all across the southeast. So I did a lot of work with chronic wasting disease up in kind of South Tennessee, North Mississippi. Did a lot of work with feeder studies to see how the disease was passed through deer-to-deer interactions. I did some work with collaring deer and seeing how their movements interact with each other, interact with their landscape, interact with weather conditions. Trying to get that information out to hunters to be able to make hunters more successful, trying to figure out why deer do what they do. So I've spent a lot of time doing that. I've spent a lot of time doing some food plot research. We had a high fence facility there at Mississippi State where we studied more things like genetics and stuff that you cannot manage within a wild deer herd. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my background. I worked for the North Carolina State Park System for a while. Kind of moved around. I'm originally from North Carolina, so that's kind of how I got involved with that. And then I moved to Mississippi, and now I'm in Arkansas. So
here you are in Arkansas, and so you're going to tell us about all things about deer today.
Yes.
And deer, I'm not a hunter, but deer season will be here upon us before we know it.
Opening day of bow season is this Saturday.
Really?
So we are right around the corner.
So, and I know that deer are on the move right now. I passed 3 in my neighborhood just coming in this morning. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with the deer population.
So the deer population in Arkansas is a little bit higher than we want it to be, but it's not as high as some areas. So my position is the Deer Management Assistance Program biologist for the North Central region. And so I basically cover everything from Marion and Searcy County as far west as I go, and then I go down to Van Buren and Claiborne County, and then as far east as Independence County, all the way up to the Missouri border. I have a pretty good range. I cover 10 counties here in the North Central, and so I basically help run the Deer Management Assistance Program. We call it DMAP for short.
Okay.
And what that does, it's a free program offered by Arkansas Game and Fish to private landowners. And we offer this program primarily because we need help gathering data about the deer in the state. So Arkansas Game and Fish on a yearly basis is tasked with going out and getting biological data and observation data about deer in every county across the entire state of Arkansas. And that's just a massive task because to be able to get enough samples from every single county to really understand even things as simple as like how many deer do we have in this area of the state. We just have to have so many samples and so many observation hours of individuals sitting in the woods telling us what's going on. We need help, not to mention that over 90% of Arkansas is privately owned.
Wow.
So when you have that much private lands, you have to be able to tap into that to be able to understand really what's going on a state level. And so I work for the Private Lands Habitat Division within the Arkansas Game and Fish Division. And so basically what we do is we go out and we recruit private landowners, 500 acres or larger, and we take those landowners and we say, what are your goals for your property? We work with people who are cattle farmers, family land, really anything, but everybody has different goals and everybody has different assets.
Sure.
So some people want to manage for the biggest bucks in the entire state of Arkansas. Some people just want to make sure that their deer are healthy. And those two things from a management standpoint are very different.
Okay.
So, and everybody also has a different amount of time they can spend on the property. You know, some people don't live in the area. They're only in the area for a certain amount of time during hunting season. Some people don't have access to a tractor or anything to be able to plant food plots. So what I like to do is I like to go out on site visits. And so I'll meet with the landowner and say, you know, what are your goals for the property? How much time do you have here? How long have you owned the property? And I'll try and get a really good history of what's going on with the property. And then after I have that initial site visit, I'll go out and I'll talk about habitat. So we'll look at the species on the property. When I talk species, I'm talking more of like a plant community. So do you have oak trees? Do you have hickory trees? Do you have a lot of grasses, forbs, things like that? Because when I'm thinking about deer management, I'm thinking about how much food do the deer have available?
Right.
Because that's a main component on how you manage deer. You have to have enough food on the ground to be able to make the deer larger, to be able to make them healthy. And if you have too many deer, then there's not enough food. It's kind of like it's a balancing act.
It's very much a balancing act, yes.
So that is kind of what I do. So I go out and all 10 counties, I do site visits all the time and meet with landowners and try and figure out their goals. And then we come up with a management plan for that property typically. And so what that includes, it can be, you know, anywhere from 5 pages to 20 pages, depending on what your goals are. If you have multiple goals, you know, some people might want to manage half their property for turkeys, half of it for bobwhite quail, deer. There's a lot of overlap between them, but in some areas you have to manage the property differently. And so we'll go in there and we'll talk about prescribed burning. We'll talk about putting in food plots. We'll talk about doing maybe a timber stand improvement through like a timber harvest, commercial timber harvest.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll print all that out for you, and we'll really give a landowner a guide of, you know, in the next 5 to 10 years, this is what you can do to your property if you want to get to your goals.
Okay.
And I try and look at it as like a ladder. So we'll offer, you know, here's the baseline. If you want to have good deer management, this is what you do. And then if you want to take it a step further, you can do these other things. So I kind of try and offer that ladder to them. And then whenever deer season comes around, we provide unrestricted doe tags is a main thing that we do with DMAP. And what that does is it allows hunters to harvest does in particular, not bucks, but does with firearms during bow season and alternative firearm season. And so that makes it easier for our clubs to be able to manage their deer population. They can kill more deer on their property and get to their goals faster in the year.
So why is that important to manage the does as opposed to the bucks?
So historically, there was a lot of people who would only shoot bucks during the deer season. And over time, what that's created is skewed sex ratios on the landscape. And so on a typical farm, you know, you could have anywhere from 3 to 1. So you have 3 does for every buck on the landscape, or you can, some places I've seen as worse as like 10 does for every buck.
Wow.
And that's just compounded over the years of you're not properly managing your deer herd. So to be able to manage the doe population is primarily the first thing that you do to jump in there and kind of kickstart your habitat management. Ideally, you would want a 1-to-1 ratio of bucks and does. But in a wild circumstance, that's just not feasible. The target that I try and shoot people for is a 3-to-1 or 2-to-1 buck to doe ratio. But those unrestricted doe tags really help hunters to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How do you keep track with how many does and how many bucks and the overall? I mean, it does seem like a daunting task how do you how do you count and keep up with the population?
So when we get to a property, we really try and ask historical questions, like I was mentioning earlier.
Right.
How many deer do you see on a regular basis? How many people have hunted here? How often have people hunted here? So that we can kind of get that history.
Okay.
And then we will go out and do camera surveys. So we'll have trail cameras all over the property, and we'll basically get a census of the deer on the property. So how many does to how many bucks. And then on some properties, we even run thermal surveys. So that's either a truck with a thermal camera, somebody riding in the bed of the truck, or a thermal drone is what we've been using the past couple of years. It's really effective to cover a large-scale landscape at one time. And we can kind of just individually count deer on the landscape, and we can tell you exactly how many deer are on the landscape, where they're spending the most time on your property. And that's how we kind of get a census. And then as far as through the deer season goes, we have what we call a biodata ledger. And so it's a big sheet of paper, and it has a bunch of different columns on there. And so every time somebody harvests a deer on your property, they write down their name, the date they killed it, if it was a buck or a doe, and then they write down what's called biodata. And so that's how much did the deer weigh. If it was a buck, you're going to take some, simple antler measurements. You don't have to completely score the deer from a Boone and Crockett standpoint, but you're going to go in there and you're going to take lactation data from the does. So you're going to see if they have milk present, and so that gets us to your recruitment on your property. So are your does recruiting fawns to the landscape every single year, or do you have too many does and they're not all getting bred? So with that biodata, we can then take that from year one and say, okay, here's what your deer are doing on your property. Here's what you harvested. And then we take that, we compare it to your DMU, or your deer management unit. And so in Arkansas, basically there's deer management units that are drawn across the state. And those units, so the Ozarks is a unit. And it kind of encompasses the whole area and the landscape. And so we can take other clubs that we have in the Ozarks, and we can take public land that we have in the Ozarks and deer that are harvested on that land, and we can compare what your property is shooting to what is typical for your area, basically. And so if the property next to you, their does are 30 pounds heavier than yours, I can look at this and say, okay, well, you don't have enough food on the landscape.
Okay. All right. And then you can help the landowner in terms of planting food plots and things of that nature.
So once that first year comes into play, we have a really good idea of what's going on in the landscape.
Okay.
And then that second year, we can take that really good data that we have that's fresh, and we can say, okay, well, how many deer do you need to shoot off the property? So basically there's two different ways you can manage food on the landscape. You can either manage mouths, or you can put more food on the landscape. So what I mean by managing mouths is basically shooting more deer.
Right.
You have less deer on the landscape, the food that you have initially is now sufficient. Whereas you can go in there and plant more food and do it basically the opposite way.
Okay. All right. I'm curious, this may be a silly question, and I'm sorry if it is, but are deer territorial? Do they stay in the same area for their life, or do they roam to, if you count them here, do they roam to another piece of property?
So the term that you use, territorial, would not be associated with what you're describing.
Okay.
So territorial is when an animal defends a resource.
Oh, okay.
So that could be an area, and we don't really see that in deer. That's more of a predator thing. That's bears and coyotes and things like that. They're defending resources, they're defending females, things like that. Deer are not really like that, even though during the rut they'll fight each other. They're not defending a specific area. And so what you're describing is home range and core area.
Oh, okay.
So a core area is what I would describe as a deer spends about 15% of their life in this one little area. It's a smaller area.
Okay.
And it depends on the deer. Every deer, like humans, are individuals. A lot of people don't think of it like that, but some people stay in their hometown their entire life. Some people travel the country to go do work, or just to sightsee. Deer are like that, and we know that through collar data. But as far as a home range goes, bucks will have a larger home range than does, And different bucks will travel different distances, and every home range looks different. It's not like a 5-mile circle drawn around a central point.
Okay.
It's very, it might follow a river's edge, and they never cross that river. It might follow a road, and they never cross that river. But like I said, deer are individuals. Some deer will swim across the river on a daily basis, and it doesn't bother them at all. Other deer will see that as like an impenetrable barrier.
Wow.
And they'll say, no, I'm not crossing that, and they'll just stay on one side. So
that's
you
very
have to think of
interesting.
deers as an individual, and no, they're not necessarily territorial.
That's very interesting. All right, well, we've got to take a break, and we'll be right back here in just a moment with more on deer management with Nathan.
Yeah.
Introducing a new way to shop for a great night's sleep. Your Comfort Mattresses comes in 5 unique comfort levels from firm to soft, with cooling options to match your perfect sleep temperature. And no matter your price range, we'll help you find the perfect fit. Get deep, restorative sleep exclusively at Sleep Mart.
Even on the most perfect day, the unexpected can happen. But with just one call to their local Red Ribbon expert at Overhead Door, they can get their garage door fixed or replaced in a jiffy.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Experience the best in Mexican dining. Letty's in Gassville, voted numerous times as the best Mexican restaurant in the Twin Lakes area. Come out for delicious breakfast served all day, or enjoy an authentic Mexican lunch or dinner. $1.49 tacos on Thursday, 10% discount for seniors every day. No time? Call Letty's and have your to-go order waiting for you. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties, weddings, holidays, or big events. The best Mexican restaurant in the Twin Lakes area. Letty's in Gassville.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
For all your Kubota needs, visit Ozarks Farm and Lawn in Mountain Home. Discover comfort and style at Sleep Mart. From reclining sofas and love seats to manual and power recliners, sleep and lift chairs, we've got it all. Choose from a variety of styles, colors, and fabrics. All made with pride in the USA. Come to Sleep Mart today, where comfort meets savings. Your senior...
Hey, welcome back to the morning show. I'm here visiting with Nathan Cowley from, I'm going to call him the deer guy with Arkansas Game and Fish. I told him that I'm going to give him that nickname. So you had something specific that you wanted to talk about that's kind of becoming a little bit more prevalent in this area with deer.
Yes, so some folks who are deer hunters might be familiar with EHD, otherwise known as epizootic hemorrhagic disease.
Oh, goodness.
So big name, big mouthful. But basically, EHD is something that I wanted to come on here and talk about today because I've been getting a lot of calls about it recently. So it is a wildlife disease that is kind of hitting our area really hard right now. And deer are showing up sick in people's backyards. Deer are showing up dead in dried up creek banks and stuff.
Oh, gosh.
So I wanted to give a little bit of information about it, what you should be worried about, what you should not be worried about, things like that. But basically, epizootic hemorrhagic disease is a disease that has been around for a really long time. In its waves and how it comes through a state and kills deer is actually really predictable based on weather conditions. And so this year in particular has been like the perfect conditions for EHD in the state of Arkansas. It's really bad in Kentucky and Ohio this year. It's worse there than it is here. But it's, as far as the weather conditions go, a spring that's really wet, and we even experienced a lot of flooding. If you can remember, it was super wet here during the springtime.
Yes, it was.
The lakes were super high, and then all of a sudden it just shut off. And now we're talking about drought for the last month and a half. Luckily, we got some rain this week, which should help things out a little bit. But basically, epizootic hemorrhagic disease is spread by midges, which is a larvae of a fly.
Okay.
And they basically plant their larvae in the muddy banks of dried up creeks and cattle ponds and lakes and things like that. So when it gets really high and the water's high, it creates that muddy bank. And then it drought, and then all that is exposed.
Yes.
And so the flies lay their eggs right there. And then with dwindling water sources, deer all go to the same place. And they're trying to get that last bit of water, and that's where they come in contact with the midges.
Okay.
And so the midges basically infect the deer. So it's a viral disease. It's a virus. But the good thing about it is it's not contagious like COVID is. We think of a virus, and the best thing we can think about to compare it to is COVID.
Okay.
It's not like a deer is going to cough on another deer and everybody's going to get it. So that's a good thing about it. But it basically affects the deer by tearing down their body, and hemorrhagic disease talks about blood vessels, it talks about bruising, and so when a deer contracts this disease, they can typically die within 48 hours.
Oh my.
And so
It's
they have
fast.
like internal bleeding, they have all kinds of sores and stuff, especially in their mouth. It's a really tough disease to watch. And other than like CWD and some other wildlife diseases, EHD is a more explosive, in-your-face kind of disease. You can find, 15 dead deer on one property, and it's like a landowner comes out there on a Saturday to mow the grass, and it's like, oh my goodness, what's going on?
Yes.
So that's kind of the calls I get. People are worried about it, and so it's not transmissible to humans is the number one thing you need to know.
Okay, well that's good.
So I would not recommend eating sick deer. If a deer looks sick, I would not eat it, because without a test, you cannot say that it's EHD or if it's any other wildlife disease. But it is not transmissible to humans, so that's not something that you super need to worry about if you're finding dead deer on your property. The clinical signs that you will see if it's EHD as opposed to any other wildlife disease is deer are typically found in water, floated in water, or on the fringes of water, because that's where the disease is spread, and when deer feel sick, they go to water because it's cooler, and they can, when you're sick, you sit in the bed and you drink a Sprite and you try and feel better. That's what deer try and do.
So
and
they
that's
go
the
to
best
water
thing they have.
when they're sick.
Yep. And so it is transmissible to other cervid species. White-tailed deer are the primary target of this disease, but it is transmissible to ruminant species. So ruminant just means an animal has 4 chambers to their stomach. And so deer have 4 chambers to their stomach, and so do some livestock like cattle. So it's a little bit rare to see it in cattle, but it can be transmissible to cattle. So on areas where the disease is spreading through cattle ponds, because the cattle ponds are drying up, the best thing that you can do is pump those ponds. If you have a well, just try and fill those ponds to full brim so that there is not that muddy layer around the outside.
Yes.
But as far as what the landowner can do if they don't have the ability to pump a pond, or if the disease is coming from like a creek or a river, you can't pump the whole river.
Right.
So the best thing that you can do is literally just wait for rain or to get colder, because you have to have those weather conditions in a position to where they're not going to spread the virus. So more water to fill up the lake or the creek or pond or whatever it is, or cooler conditions where the flies cannot breed. So once winter comes, the disease will kind of die off.
It will. Okay.
Yeah.
So is this a disease that you would see primarily then in the fall? Summer and
Yes,
fall?
so it's a summer and fall disease, and the thing that about it the most that people notice is hunters get out in the woods about this time. So I mentioned earlier, deer season starts on Saturday. People are starting to get excited. They want to go hang a stand. They walk out to their local property. There's a creek and a dead deer in the creek, And that's when I get a call, and it's like, what's going on? There's multiple dead deer. And EHD is a disease where hot spots pop up. And so one property could have 5, 15 dead deer, and the neighboring property would have no effect.
Okay.
So it's spread by those midges, and once the deer get the disease, they don't go very far.
Okay.
So it's hot spots, and the main areas that we're seeing it in the state right now are these north central counties. There's a little bit further west, but on the Missouri border, there's a lot in Missouri. Like I said, Ohio and Kentucky are getting it really bad, but everybody just had the same weather conditions, and unfortunately, we just have to wait for better weather.
So if a landowner or a hunter does see dead deer like that, do they need to contact you?
So that would be the best thing to do. So the deer have to be 24 hours or less to be able to test them.
Oh, okay.
We have to have bodily tissues, and with it being so hot in the afternoons recently, that kind of material just deteriorates so quickly. We have to have the sample within 24 hours. So if you see the deer acting a little weird and then it lays down and you find it dead, the best thing you can do is either call me, or there is a 1-800 number through Arkansas Game and Fish. You can find it on the Game and Fish website. Okay. And that's for reporting any kind of sick deer. And basically that will get forwarded to me. They'll say, caller said deer was found in the water with these conditions, and this is their name, and I can give you a call. And I'll basically run down everything I just went down. Here's the symptoms. And based on what you can say on the phone, I'll try and figure out if it's EHD or if the symptoms sound like another disease.
Okay.
And the best thing we can do is report it so that we can kind of get a heat map of where the disease is.
Okay. So, and I just want to clarify to make sure that I understand, hopefully everyone else too, that it's not transmissible from deer to humans, but it is or is not transmissible from deer to deer.
So, like I said, it's not like COVID, where if you if a deer nose to nose touches with another deer, it's not really gonna get transmitted to that other deer.
Okay.
So that's not really something to worry about. The deer has to individually get it from the water source, midges, things like that.
All right. Well, we have just a couple more minutes left. So what else would you like to tell us about deer management?
So the last thing I really wanted to talk about was my position and how Arkansas Game and Fish is partnered with the National Deer Association. So I got introduced as an Arkansas Game and Fish employee, and technically that's not wrong. But I actually work for the National Deer Association in a contracted position for Arkansas Game and Fish.
Okay.
And to the average person, that doesn't mean anything, but to me, it really helps me. Because I mentioned earlier that I go on a lot of site visits, I meet with landowners, I talk about their goals for their property. And so if you're not familiar with the National Deer Association, I really encourage you and other viewers to go and check out their website. So basically, the National Deer Association, one of their main missions is to educate landowners and hunters about logical research, science-backed articles about deer management, about habitat management, really anything deer related. They're looking at wild deer, how to conserve wild deer, how to get people re-engaged with hunting. And so it really matters for me to be a National Deer Association employee, because not only do I have the resources of Arkansas Game and Fish, but I also have the resources of the National Deer Association. And so I know that I can forward a landowner to the National Deer Association website, and I can know that anything they find on that website is going to be scientifically based research.
Oh, nice.
And so for me, I don't have to deal with, oh, I watched this video and so said this, and I'm like, okay, well, I didn't watch that video. That's not true. So I don't have to deal with a lot of false information. And so another thing they do is they, like I said, they educate, but we have a couple programs that we try and promote, basically trying to get people re-engaged with hunting. So Field to Fork program is something the National Deer Association offers, and that takes people from the National Deer Association who go out and hunt themselves. They have that experience, and they can teach people who are interested in hunting, interested to know how to harvest their own meat, how to process their own meat, gets them involved in that.
All right.
So that's a really good program that I try and promote to people that even, don't know anything about hunting or just want to know more about where their meals come from.
Excellent. And that's the National Deer Association, and that's a new contract thing? between?
Yes. So as far as the contract goes for Arkansas, so what the National Deer Association did is they went out and they hired me, they hired other biologists for other deer regions within the state of Arkansas. There's 8 different regions, so we have 8 regional biologists that each cover a set of counties.
Oh, okay.
And then we worked for the Private Lands Habitat Division, and we take all those resources that Arkansas Game and Fish has as far as like their publications and stuff, and we push that out to the landowners.
Oh, all right. Well, we're about out of time.
Yeah.
Nathan, so thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate it.
And again, I like your shirt because it's got deer on it. And we hope everybody out there has a great day today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time here on The Morning Show.